All right, and we're live. Welcome to another episode of LogiCast. My name is BlankaKong. I'm joined by Mr. Esoteric and Gunner Eos today, and today we'll be talking about Monster Hunter OSTs. We'll talk about some of our favorites. We'll play a little clip of them, and we'll just kind of discuss the song, what it means to us, and talk about maybe some of the experiences we have that are attached to those particular pieces of music. So hopefully you enjoy. Hopefully you're in a musical mood today and you're ready to listen to some epic Monster Hunter music. So here we go. I'm gonna start things off. So not my number one track. This is no particular order. We're just kind of shooting the shit here. So the first track is from Monster Hunter 3, and it's the Flooded Forest. So I'm gonna play a little bit of it, play like maybe a minute or so. So those who have never heard it before can hear it, and obviously, all of the tracks that we're going to reference are going to be in the link down below. So if you want to listen to it for yourself in full, you can just, follow the links. So here we go. One more part I want y'all to hear. It's coming up. So that's my first entry, Monster Hunter Tri. Monster Hunter Tri specifically, Flooded Forest. I think that track is fucking fantastic. And I'll say that Monster Hunter Tri, I think, and this might be controversial for some, but because I know some people don't like Tri, but and I think Tri isn't perfect, but it has some of the best music in the entire franchise. Like Monster Hunter Tri has amazing, amazing tracks. And Flooded Forest is, for me at least, is at the top of that list. I love just the intensity. The drummer is going in. And there's just like that last part where it's just like just really hyper intense is perfect, and it's like is what made the underwater combat so fucking intense back then. I mean, amongst other things. But like the music, that particular track, fighting Lagiacrus or even Royal Ludroth or Gobul underwater. Yeah. And that music was just hitting. It just really put me in that this is danger, and I gotta fight for my life here kind of scenario. I love that song. Sorry, I'm gushing right now, but no, I'll let you guys
that's the whole point.
Chime in.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think of that track?
I dig it. I didn't have much time with Monster Hunter Tri. So I didn't get to hear much of the music, but I do remember this song. Now it's coming back to me from the bit we heard, and I think I know jungle is usually one of the kind of like initial areas that they put you in a Monster Hunter game, but I actually, out of all the jungle themes, I would have to agree with you. Even though I didn't play this one as extensively as I played previous Monster Hunters and then Monster Hunters afterwards, I do really like that song. And it's just kind of like the jungle beat and the drums, and then when it crescendos to kind of like that high pitched like noise where it's like you just perfectly described it, where it's like danger, danger, and it's like, oh shit, all right, it's fucking like the fucking water dragon Lagiacrus comes out and fucking rams you
like
in the face,
hip checks you or whatever.
yeah,
and like there's like
danger.
subtleties in the song that I love. Like if you listen, like, and again, the descriptions will be in the links. The links will be in the description down below. If you guys want to hear the full track and kind of listen back to it, but like there's like this like sound that's in the background.
Yeah.
It's really subtle, but like it really adds to like this like aquatic, dangerous area. It just sounds like something a fucking lizard would, a sound a lizard would make or whatever. And then like I'm a sucker for like wind instruments, so like saxophones. You're gonna see that saxophones, flutes, trumpets. That is my shit. I love that, and drums are fucking great. So like you hear like the whistle in the back, that adds to it too. Then that's like the human element versus the animal element in the song. Love it. So I hope you those listening enjoyed the track as well.
It definitely was a great theme. I kind of envision when I hear it, I'm being chased or something is following me.
Mm-hmm. Like you're being stalked.
Yeah.
Oh, what a great fucking song. I'm glad I went with that one first. It put me in a Monster Hunter mood. So, all right. So who wants to go next?
Go
ahead, man. You said I'm first.
You want to go?
You said I'm first. So which one are we doing here?
So the one that we're doing that I'll start off first with is Caverns from Monster Hunter Double Cross. All
right, so let me load that up. You can give us like a quick,
So for those of you who played like OG Monster Hunter, Caverns didn't really have a theme. It wasn't until the later Monster Hunter games where he actually got a theme, and it's just an amazing track. It's so I'll explain why I like it, but just play the track, man. Just play it.
All right, so you stop me once you want to like. As far as like, we've listened to like the whole thing, or because I don't want to listen to every whole song because we'll be here forever. So like you just kind of like signal to me and then I'll pause it. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
All right. So here goes Caverns, Monster Hunter Generations, or Monster Hunter Double Cross.
Stop it right there. Like, oh my god, like the pause was raising when I heard the like my pause was literally raising. Oh my god, it's an amazing ensemble of different instruments. Like you hear the drums on a consistent beat, you hear the flute being played all like crazy, and it just like meshed together so well. And like you hear bits and pieces of like swooshing sounds to some degree. It kind of exemplifies Caverns' temperament, where he's like so mysterious. He's like moving around, he's slithering across the field. The aesthetic of him shooting the poison, how it's a gunk shot to the ground, and then how it just mystifies into the air. Like I feel like this theme just captures all of that, and it's just amazing. Oh my god, I envisioned
good
this
fucking track. It was a really good.
That
pick.
is that's a very good one.
It was well deserved because again, he didn't have a track in OG Monster Hunter. It was just mostly quiet.
Well, he did, but it only played when he was visible, which is a fucking crime. Which is a crime.
Okay. I don't remember that. I remember it just being birds chirping, and then he'll kind of attack for a little bit, and then go in and out.
It was hard to pick up because again, it would only play when he's in like when he's out of chameleon mode and he's attacking you. That's the only time it'll play, and it has such a light start. And sometimes it'll start with the light start, and then he'll disappear again, and then you won't hear anything, right?
That's true.
So that's which is again a crime because it's such a great fucking track.
It is. It's a really great track, and it matches with his temperament because they made him a little more aggressive in Double Cross, aka Generations Ultimate. I love that track. I'm glad that I went with that one first.
That's a pretty strong one to start with.
It is. It really is.
And I'll just quickly say before we move on to the next one is one of my favorite things, and it's such a silly thing, but like when Chameleos does his like little like robotic walk.
Oh yeah.
He's like and he's doing that with the song. It's so cool. Like this monster's so charming.
His
like
little
he's so goofy.
Step.
Yeah, and then like when he just stands there and like bug eye and like he'll like swoosh his eyes and it just kind of lick or whatever. It's so stupid, but it's such a great monster. It's such a great track. Really good pick, man. Good stuff.
Thank you.
Gunnar, what are we doing? What are we starting with?
Okay, so mine is going to be Shigaru Magala, Monster Hunter.
Oh,
interesting.
Oh, very good.
So I'm gonna load
and
that one.
This one is like really right off the bat. It's with this one to be quick.
This one is really nice.
Do you want to say anything before I start it up?
Well, pretty much the song kind of emulates why I like Shigaru Magala. I always felt that Shigaru kind of exemplified it. Specifically Shigaru Magala, and the whole storyline of Monster Hunter 4U, where he was introduced, kind of gave me throwback to JRPGs that I played, where it's like, this is like, for those who know, every Final Fantasy, like Sephiroth and Kefka and Seymour, they always come out as some like god, like angelic being, like a mega boss that you like, oh wow, this is the big bad. And when you combine his like Shigaru's opening cutscene with his music, it reminds me of like a fantasy boss.
Okay.
So I loved it.
That's awesome. All right, so I'm gonna play it, and then you just like you can just tell me to stop once we've like heard enough. Okay.
Yeah. Like it was just that, like it just feels like, yes, this is the world ender boss. And then like you guys in the audience can't see it, but the thumbnail I chose, like I discovered this channel some time ago, and yeah, like he comes out with his golden wings and he's hovering over you. I'm like, and you got your dinky little bow gun. It's like, okay, I'm gonna shoot you. Like that music was just, it felt like a Final Fantasy boss fight in Monster Hunter.
I can see that. Yeah. It's listening back, and like trumpets are like a huge part of Monster Hunter's like music in general. Mm-hmm. But like it is, not just Monster Hunter, but like all all like media, like anime and movies and stuff, like trumpets are very like heroic and like they exemplify like
superiority, kind of like in some degree,
to some degree, but more about like I'm overcoming something, I'm fighting against something large, or or I'm overcoming a personal battle or something like that. Trumpets are really powerful for that, and like this track I think does a great job with that. And then the light, the like that's great because it's also heroic, but it's not as like intense as the trumpets. Good pick, man. That was good shit.
Thank you.
Anything else you wanted to mention about the Legala song?
Nah, man, it's just fucking one of my favorite monsters and great song. I'm not the biggest fan of Rise, but I am glad he's in that game, so I get to see him again.
Yes, indeed. Dude. All right. So, this is tough, man. I got like 10 songs to choose from, but we're gonna go with this one. Yeah, it was hard, dude. I spent
it really
sleepless nights fucking figuring out what I'm gonna talk about. Which, spoiler alert, there might be a part 2 to this because there isn't enough time in the day. All right, so this next track is from a Monster Hunter game that I played briefly, but did not get to like fully enjoy, and that's Monster Hunter Frontier. And this is a song I recently found that I was just like, "Ooh, this is so good," and it's such a weird combination of instruments, but it works so fucking well. So here it goes.
I'm looking forward to this.
No, Ad Walker.
Oh shit! Okay.
It's kind of like the freaking football team coming out. Oh, it's scheduled for one call.
We'll stop it there because I'll let the whole shit play. So that funky ass fucking saxophone, holy shit! And then combined with like the Japanese guitar, it was like ooh. And then the flutes come in. I'm like, what is happening right now? It is
What's this? Like what?
This
monster?
was, okay, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Because it's giving me like a big like early type monster.
So this is Monster Hunter Frontier. Bamboo Forest daytime. So this is just you're just fighting any big monster in the bamboo forest during the day.
Wow.
That's it. It's not tied to specific monster. So at least I don't think it is. I know Inagami, who's like the big bat monster of the bamboo area for Frontier, at least from my research, he has a different theme, which is fantastic. But I didn't add it to this to my list because it's too similar to this song, and I didn't want to like have too many similar songs, even though I kind of failed if you look at my list. But that's this track is when I first heard it, I was like, oh shit, like the fucking dance demon just possessed me. I was just like, I couldn't help but move because it's so funky and so good. It's just so good.
I can hear this in a Donkey Kong game for sure. Like,
oh, whew, and I love my Donkey Kong music. That's a podcast in this. I don't even need y'all. I could talk for an hour about that OST. But yeah, and I'm like I said in the beginning, I'm a sucker for like wind instruments and drums, and this song was just like hitting every like pleasure bone of my of my hearing senses. I don't know, it's just so funky. And then like at the end there, the last little bit that I played where it went back to you heard the saxophone kind of like man. He kind of went like a little off that, like like he kind of went off, and it adds so much. It's like, ooh, this is so good. And then the middle part where it gets really intense, that feels like, again, with Monster Hunter tracks, it's really important to have like something that feels like it's a part of nature, but also like has to exemplify like danger and like intensity, and like it has to get your heart rate going a little bit, because that's what, if this was real, right? If we were really hunting animals, even in real life, if we were hunting animals with fucking sticks, right? Like that's some intense shit. Like that's not, this is some danger. You can die. Like a boar can kill you. A deer can kill you very easily.
Yeah.
So like, it just adds to the experience. And this track was just god tier. I love the song. So Bamboo Forest, daytime, Monster Hunter Frontier.
The fact that it's like an area, I guess generic is kind of an insulting word, but kind of like
it is. But you would think that'd be tied to like a big monster,
right? Like I guess a catch-all song for that area.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you have to do a song where multiple, like, let's fight 3 raptors in the bamboo forest, I'd rather fight 3 raptors to a song like this, personally.
Hell yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
So that is my really second entry. Song. Fucking oof. And this is why I wanted to have this conversation, because I wanted to gush about some of these tracks. Go ahead, Esoteric.
And I love I just love the sequence of the tune. It's like, the beginning of it where it like starts off, it's like you encountering the monster, and then the monster is noticing you, and then as it progresses, it's like the monster is getting annoyed at you because you're kind of like having somewhat of the one up to him, and then he's about to do a devastating attack, and then if you survive that attack, it goes back to like everything being calm and collected, and you like it. The song tells a story.
100%. You couldn't be more correct. The song tells a story, and it amplifies the game. Ooh. It might be sacrilege what I'm about to say. The gameplay of the game, right? You don't need fucking deep fucking mocap cutscenes to like tell a good story. Music and like just, and as far as video games are concerned, good gameplay can easily tell a story. 100%.
Indeed.
So, enough gushing about that song. I can gush for the rest of the hour just about that one track. So let's move on. Esoteric, what is your next track?
Okay, so my next track is from one of my favorite monsters. Like I really, really enjoy this monster. Really fascinated with it. It's the theme of Zamtrios.
Okay, Shark Boy. All right,
Mr. Frog Shark.
I'm all for the amphibious shark, man.
All right, so before I load it up, anything you want to like preface before we play the track?
I'll just let it play, and then I'll just speak on it, man. I'll just speak on it.
Here we go. Fangs lurking on the surface of ice.
Wow. That's a mouthful. The paws are raising right now. I feel like I'm playing the goddamn game right now. Now you're good. Now you're good. Oh my god. That song 100% exemplifies the monster that is Zamtrios and the area in which that you fight it. Like the beginning where you hear like the kind of like a wind chime kind of sound, it kind of exemplifies the terrain, which is like it instantly gave me like North Pole vibes. Like instantly, I felt like it was just Christmas and it was just snowing all over the place. It was like a huge ass blizzard. Then hearing the drums along with the wind instruments and all of that, it was amazing. It kind of gave me, for those of you who are probably like young, don't even know the movie, like Jaws. It felt like Jaws. It felt like the base of it when it got to the middle was like din it, din it, din it, din it, din it, din it, and it kind of moved in that flow in that way. Oh my god, this also with the consistency of the drums as well, it felt very tribalistic. I felt like it was just a bunch of Eskimos or like any type of tribe that was just playing music, celebrating, and just going crazy on the drums. It's an amazing piece. Amazing.
Yeah, people like a lot of people sleep on Zamtrios because they always remember him for like he gets super fat and he rolls around, and you kind of get memed on for that. But he was a really good monster, and I kind of wish, me personally, if they focused more on like the shark aspect instead of like the big puffy frog aspect. I think he could have been a way like his cool factor would have shot up.
Yeah, he would have been right up there with like Zenogre and Nargacuga for sure.
Yeah.
So if he gets a rework and they remove like the puffy frog mode and like go hard in like the fucking I create my ice armor, that like his animation for when he created his ice armor where he like fucking flexes and then this ice comes out, like combine that with the song, it's like an underrated but extremely cool monster. And the song amplifies that.
Oh my god. Very cool monster. When I saw the trailer of this game and I seen him, super fascinated. Like it reminded me of Street Sharks. Like
dude, I remember you gushing like, did you see the shark? I was like, yeah, the shark was cool as fuck.
Amazing. Oh my god. Like they did him justice in a sense of his aesthetics. His mechanics definitely need a little bit of work, but clearly he was good enough to even have a subspecies. So, I mean,
his subspecies is gorgeous. Too. Like, the tiger striped Zamtrios? Wow.
Yeah.
What a creature. So cool looking. 100%.
Oh, man.
So, another banger, as the kids say.
They're all pretty much bangers, man.
I mean,
we could have picked anything.
We wouldn't have picked them if they weren't, right? So good stuff. All right, what do you got, Gunnar? Which one's next?
All right, well, funny. This ties in perfectly. Funny Esoteric talked about like Jaws and the theme of sharks. So my next one, which is the reason why I picked it, is Eucanlos from Monster Hunter Portable 2nd G. And this time I'm a little bit more prepared, so you can stop at 52 seconds. That'll be my sample.
This is a quick one. All right, here we go. Hopefully no ad pops in. Fucking ad blocker sleeping tonight.
Piano's going heavy in this. Jesus.
So,
man,
good
I picked
shit.
that. Yeah, and like Esoteric is like the way he felt about Zamtrios, that's how I felt about Eucanlos. Like, if you know the monster, he literally introduces himself by swimming in the snow like Jaws, and that whole part is just like, where is this thing coming from? Where is it coming from? And then when the song crescendos, he bursts out of the ice, and it's just like, oh my god, there's this big, massive creature, and I always found him cool. I mean, after a while, we picked on him like we pick on every monster, but it's just like I miss monsters like this, and I kind of wish they had like he was like in him and Aknator, right? Because I always get them confused.
A Cantor.
A Cantor, okay.
Cantor, yeah.
Him and a Cantor were like this weird hybrid of they weren't big like Lao Shan, where they had to be like a phase fight, but they were just like on the precipice of being colossal type monsters, and I really wish they would bring them back. Bring both of them back. Like I think they need to come back. That's why I love Celtis Queen, because she fits in that category. But like same reason why Esoteric picked Xantrios for his. Same mentality I had for this one. The Jaws-esque like creature hunting you in the snow in this case, as opposed to the water. That's what drove me to put Yukanlos on my list.
Oh man, okay. That's an amazing pick, an amazing monster. Like, look at the size of that thing. Like, oh my god,
he's like
the stature.
He's like 10 trucks. Like the thing is huge. Like colossal is the perfect word for him. He is a gargantuan monster, and like when you first encounter him, it's really intimidating. And like he has like this big shovel chin, and he just like digs it into the ground, and he just chucks and hurls fucking giant glaciers at you and shit. First encounter, at least once you fight him 20 times, it's like, all right, I get it. But that first encounter, and then with the music just going in, it's like, holy shit, guys! Like, are we ready for this? Like, like it's great pick.
Thank you.
Indeed.
All right, is it my turn already?
Yes.
Okay.
You're
right
up.
back at you.
All right. So y'all doing snow themes. All right, we gonna do a snow theme real quick. So this is my favorite snow theme, or tundra theme, whatever. This is from Monster Hunter 2G, or in North America, Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. The snow battle theme. That is the name. Simple. So here we go.
Are we gonna get any monsters, man? Come on, we need some monster themes here, man.
Just use your ears, my friend.
All I see is Blanganga. That's all I see when I hear this song.
All right, we can stop there. This is the unofficial Blanganga theme, but it is a generic theme that can play for other monsters.
That's crazy. I thought it was his song. Wow.
Yeah, it can play for anything. So, but Jesus, does it fucking go in. Like, and like you said, you mentioned it during the track, like, all you see is Blanganga. And that's all, I close my eyes, I'm just getting uppercutted by this motherfucker. Like,
I saw clotheslines.
Clotheslines, take your poison. Such a great, and it's so fucking visceral. It's just like, just the drums, and then the trumpets just gonna slowly come in, and then like there's that part where it just gets really fast. The drums are, and it's like holy shit, and then the trumpets come right back and it's like holy, that's Monster Hunter. Yeah. Like if I could to encapsulate it into just one little, 20-second, what is Monster Hunter? Listen to this shit, motherfucker, and then you'll get it, right? Like, it's just like, yeah, is your dick hard yet? Like, that's this song. One of my favorite Monster Hunter Freedom Unite songs. It just goes so fucking hard. It's so good, and it really for it to be paired with like a monster like Blanganga, because that's when you really hear it a lot. Because Tiger X,
he has his own
Tigrex, he has his own unique theme. Because you first fight him in the Snowy Mountains, so you don't hear that with Tiger X, but you first really hear it with Blanganga, and Blanganga is such a fucking fast, aggressive, unforgiving monster. Like, if you're unprepared or you're like new to the game, he will bully the fuck out of you, 100%, right? And he summons like minions and stuff like that, so like it adds to the intensity of the fight. And then the little Blongos are so aggressive too, like they're just like rawr, they're just all over you.
Bro,
right?
when they got to that part in the song, I just got like PTSD flashbacks of being knocked on my ass by the little monkey, and then one shot by the fucking point blank shotgun snow blast of Blanganga. I was like, yep. Yeah,
my god. And then to add to that, like with Tigrex, like he wouldn't match this song. Like Blanganga is as nimble as how the song is going.
Yeah, that's why I always thought it was his song.
Me too.
Yeah. So I mean, it's his, right? But you'll hear it fighting gear drum and stuff in the or bull drum in the Snowy Mountains. So great fucking track. And you're picking on me because I'm not picking monster specific themes, but like these like generic themes are so fucking good.
They are. They really
that, like,
are.
I can't. It's hard for me to just like go with the cookie cutter, like Tigrex theme. Like those songs are good
you're
too.
Right. You're
but like these
right.
songs are. I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe I just have like a bias to like the songs I've heard more. I guess I don't know. But like, I don't know. I'm listening back and I'm like, I have no regrets for these picks. I'm like, these picks.
No. They're amazing. I agree. So, absolutely amazing.
All right, Esoteric. Who is next?
Okay, so with Gunner's choice, where he was, speaking on colossal monsters and, how Eucanlos, aka Eucamobis, was encapsulating that within its theme. The one that I chose, which really like screams, hold on to your ass cheeks, keep them clenched because it's about to be a problem. My next pick was the Lao Shan theme.
Oh, that's an oldie but a goodie. I like.
Yeah, like right off the bat, it screams, "Holy shit, you're in for a treat," or you're in for some buffoonery that's about to happen. Like, just you got hold on to your britches, man.
Get the lube ready. All right, so I'm gonna play it. You just stop me once we heard the parts we need to hear.
Okay.
Here we go.
How'd you get?
No ads. No ads.
Here, I mean, in order to really enjoy the song, it has to be from start to finish. It's just an amazing song. So what I love about it is the fact that it starts off with it starts off with the ding ding. It's like it emphasizes how colossal this monster is.
Yeah,
you don't see anything. It just starts off with that. And then, you know, it overtakes the drums, because normally the drums are usually like the strongest instrument when it comes to like some music themes for the most part. In this case, it's like the trumpets or whatever the hell they were playing. It just really overtook the drums, and it manifested in the intro of Lao Shan. Like, you just see this guy towering over the forts, walking. It's like a moving mountain. It's the camera shots where you see it walking and his back is like the size of the mountains. It is ridiculous. And you know, we weren't able to play the whole track because it's potentially about 8 minutes long. It starts off with how insanely powerful and how massive this creature is. To as you're fighting him, you're getting used to like handling the handle of him and beating him. And then when it gets to that final stretch and it goes into the Monster Hunter theme, which kind of shows like hope and perseverance, and like it just exudes like, you know, just, oh my god, man.
It's hard to it's such an emotional experience, and it's so weird, right? Because it's tied to a video game, which a lot of people look at it like, oh, it's just a game. But like, bro, when you're in that seat and you're engaged, wow. Like, it's like if you're reading a book that's really good and you're engaged in the story and you just start like I've seen people like cry in the train, like reading a book is like, I get it, you know, like they're in that space, and so it's kind of like that.
Yeah, or a piece of art, you know, it's a still image, but you know, something about it captivates you, whether it's the color, the story it tells. Like, that's pretty much what games are. It's an ensemble of different arts. You have your music, you have your visuals, you have your scenery. Like, it's an art form in itself. And when I heard the song over again, I just went back to when I first fought this monster. Like, you guys were already, you know, seasoned enough. You already knew what to expect. But when I seen him, it was like, oh my god. And knowing the game, like, because I know I'm going off of like what
it's all right.
But knowing what the game is, it was just pure gameplay. There was no scripted scenes, there was no reaction commands, none of that. I'm like, how the hell do you fight this massive of a creature? All I had was my greatsword. What I'm supposed to do, attack its nails? And then to be able to utilize the different mechanisms, freaking the ballistas and
the cannons, and
oh my god, oh man,
I'm right there with you, brother. Like, the
Jesus
beginning,
Christ.
the first like trumpet or whatever it is, it's like delayed too. Like, that's what kind of emphasizes like, and it just sticks there for like like a second or two, and that's what, and it like echoes almost, which makes sense because it's such a big, like, anything he does would echo in this like giant cavern or whatever. It's such a great fucking song. And then like the other trumpets come in and kind of like the shorter like burnt, you know, the heroic like theme, like you can do this, the hope, like you got this, you know, you can overcome. Great classic track. And then you mentioned Proof of a Hero. You know, I didn't add that to my list because I feel like it's a low hanging fruit song. Like, it's the Monster Hunter theme, but like when that theme hits, it fucking hits hard for sure.
Especially when it transitions, like it starts from, you know, everybody getting their shit together, rallying up the troops. Even though it's just the four of us, it's rallying up the troops. You know, everybody's getting their provisions in place, all the items they need to subdue this monster, and also the whole song, when it transitioned into Mark of a Hero, it was kind of like a redemption type theme, because he's the whole reason why there's only 4 hunters. There used to be 5, but now it went down to 4. So it just encapsulated all of that beautifully. I enjoyed from beginning to end. It's a great freaking song. Superb.
Yeah, I mean, it is Monster Hunter.
It is,
essentially. That is why we all gravitated towards this game, because there really wasn't anything like it at the time.
No.
Like, there wasn't anything like with this game that pits you man against beast, and the culmination of all of your armor gathering and fighting all of these monsters to fight like the big one of them all, while trying to protect your village. And it's not about 3 carts and you're out. It's if he takes down that wall, it's over.
For everyone.
So it's like a culmination of your teamwork, your skill with your weapon, your skill with targeting the monster parts and using things like the Dragonator and the cannons and the ballista. It's just Monster Hunter in a nutshell. It's just a culmination of Monster Hunter.
Okay. So Gunnar, what is your next track?
Okay, so my next one is I really, it's kind of in the same vein as Shigeru Magala. I really like these kind of final boss-esque type grand battles. So my next one is one that kind of got lost in the sauce because she became a farming girl for a good stretch of our time playing this game. But my pick is Kultaroth, specifically Phase 3 from Monster Hunter World.
All right, let's listen.
And we can run it up to minute 31.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, he said run it up to a 1 minute 31.
1 minute 30. Yeah.
All right, it's Phase 3, right?
Yes, correct.
All right, let's do it.
Oh my god, that is amazing!
Good track. I forgot how good that track was.
Oh god, I see Aladdin in like the gold
Yeah,
area.
me too.
Hey, for those that don't know, Kultaroth's whole theme was she was essentially covered in a coat of melted gold, and Phase 3 is when she broke out of it and she fought you in like her natural state where she's really fast and really nimble. And I know, like, when we were discussing this topic and we were gonna, we were picking themes, and I was like, I heard Kultaroth, so I'm like, you know what? This monster, like, I said it in the beginning, like, she got lost in the sauce, because after a while, as all video games, things become grindy, and Kultaroth, for those that don't know, was kind of like an event monster. She didn't come around a lot, and when she did, you were grinding her for weapons specific to her. So it's really easy to get lost in the grinding aspect, and kind of like it fades to black, and it's just like, okay, we're doing this, let's kill the monster. Did we get enough points? Okay, cool. What weapons did I get? But when you really hear the song, it's just like, this is a really good song. It's like, this is a very intimidating monster that, like, when you fight her in her 3rd phase, she breaks off the gold dress, for lack of a better word, and she just starts throwing hands, and there's lava, and she's spitting fire, literally, and it's just like, I gotta remember that, like, it's a game, and sometimes we get lost in the farming aspect. But like this song, it definitely like, Kulturov, you're a cool monster. I like you, girl. You're good. You stay fly.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly, Gunna. I feel like the farming aspect definitely diminished this monster and the level of creativity that it was and the music, the whole area, everything about this monster I really enjoyed fighting, but having to farm her, it was it was too redundant, Yeah. And she came at a time where she was the newest monster, and we needed the newest items in order to make the most effective.
Right.
things.
It's not her
So,
fault. It's just,
yeah,
that was the nature of how they designed her fight and the rewards for her. It was
yeah,
different than your standard fight monster, kill monster, carve monster, make armor weapon out of monster.
Yeah.
yeah. I would say her and Safijiva kind of sort of like fell through the back. More so her than Safi, because Safi was a more intensive fight in my opinion, but still.
Yeah, I like Cool Taroth, especially her last form. She fucking like shoots the ceiling and like creates like a rainfall of lava or whatever. Like really fucking badass stuff. Really cool monster. It did definitely get lost in the sauce and it's such a goofy monster. Like when she has her full gold armor on, like it's such a goofy looking monster. But like
I like it. Her
cool.
emblem looked great. Her emblem looked so freaking cool.
Her monster icon, definitely.
Yeah.
100%. So good pick. I forgot how good like the little chimes or whatever, really fucking charming. Good stuff.
Yeah. Thank you.
Of course. All right, so I know, the meme of this particular episode is Julio doesn't, Blanka doesn't pick, he doesn't pick monster themes. Well, screw you, because I'm sticking to that. Here's another non-monster theme, but it's such a banger of a song, and it's another like classic Monster Hunter theme. So
it's okay.
Brace your ears. I'll end it with a monster theme because I do have two in there. So
well, what is it exactly? What's for the viewers?
So this is the tower theme from Monster Hunter 2.
Oh yes, very good one.
Sorry, I was listening to it before.
I was gonna say somebody was listening to it.
So here we go, playing from the beginning. So again, it's that the levels, right? The intensity. It starts slow, peaks up a little bit, goes slow again, and then it hits you. Like that's the encounter right there. And then the chanting, the whoo, like that shit gives me fucking hype.
I have one with that too. I knew you was gonna say something about the chanting because I have one.
I'm a sucker for that one.
I have one.
Chanting, oh man,
yeah.
It just adds a certain like human tribal factor to it that it really adds to the hunt experience. I don't know, it just works, man. The human voice is also a great instrument, so I love that track. Point. Love that track. So, and then real quick, there was a special album that Capcom had released, 10th anniversary Monster Hunter remix of a bunch of songs, and the Tower remix is like a dubstep remix, but it maintains a lot of the elements of the original, and it is so good. It's like, what am I listening to? It's really, really good. I'll link that as an honorable mention in the description if you want to listen to that version of the song. It's a really, really good track. So you know, viewers can check that out later. I won't hijack the podcast. I'll let you guys get your shine too. So, all right. So Esoteric, let's hear the next one.
I'm a little conflicted because you mentioned chanting, and I wanted to save that for last. I mean, how many songs we got left to do? Like, what we looking like?
We could go as long as y'all want, and we could wrap up what y'all have here posted. Y'all want to do another?
Yeah, I'm down for a part 2 because this is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do what we got, and then we'll do a part 2 because this is gonna be a longer episode. So sorry, but this is too good of a topic to like limit it to an hour. So
agreed.
All right, so which one are we doing next?
So the next one that we're going to choose, which is my second to last one, we're gonna go with the Teostra theme.
And this is from Monster Hunter World, that specific version, right?
That specific one.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Very, oh my god. I could listen to this entire track from start to finish.
I feel you. I was like, is he gonna tell me to stop? Because I mean, I'm digging it, but I don't want to, step on your toes here.
No. Like, oh my god, this is such. No pun intended. This theme is fire. Like it is an amazing theme. When I listen to it, it definitely envelops what Teostra is. Like when I think of Teostra, I think of King of the Jungle, King of the Monsters. I see him just walking down the aisle with all his subjects just around him, and they're playing this theme. And then the part where they start getting into like the trumpets and like the other instruments, to tie together like some type of like.
It's almost like they're worshiping him or something like that.
Yes, exactly. And it's one of the very few themes where I saw that it has nothing to do with the hunters. It's all about the monsters. Like it's all about Teostra. Like there was nothing that kind of chimed in where it's like, oh yeah, this is about the hunter.
Although the worshiping part with like the chimes and like the some of the trumpets is like slightly hunterish, but like it's still about him.
Yeah, I get
it. I'm Teostra. I'm the fucking king of the flames, motherfucker. Like
that's all I got.
You're here to see me, right? Like and Teostra is one of my favorite monsters. He's like my second favorite monster. So top 3 real quick. Rajang number 1, Teostra number 2, Brachydios number 3. Like those, so Teostra's right up there. Like I wanted to put his theme, but I knew you would. So I was like, so it's like for me, it's like a double dip. I was like, all right, well, I don't have to because he's going to. So
his theme is so amazing, and how everything encompass. Like the theme is godly. It's like kingly. His armor is kingly. Like you have like a royal armor. I think it's called Kaiser, which is also defined as king.
German for king.
Yeah. So it's the Kaiser armor. You have like the red, which is a color of power, and then you have like the gold trimming that kind of etches onto the armor. Like from Teostra, from his theme to how he struts, to the size of the monster, the anatomy of the monster, the armor of the monster, it just screams, I am a king. I am here to rule everything.
A fucking Chad, bro. 100%. I see what Lunistra sees in him. I get it.
Love that theme. Amazing. Superb.
Perfect. One would say.
Indeed.
All right. So, yeah, Teostra's theme, fucking fantastic. Almost every iteration is great, but that particular one's World does a really good job. The composers of World.
Definitely.
All right, Gunnar.
All right. So, mine for part 1 is my last one for part 1 is a monster that when he first came out, I fucking hated fighting him, quite frankly. It was one of the monsters that, at least for me personally, it felt like I always had to spin my camera. Because 1 minute this guy's in front of me, the next minute he's behind me, the next minute he's above me, and it's like, oh my god, he's shooting shit, I'm bleeding. It's like, this dude is fucking nuts. But like the more I fought him, I actually started liking this monster, and now he's like one of my favorite monsters. So the drum roll, please. My next entry is Seregios, and this one is the Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak version of Seregios.
That's his worst version in fighting wise, not music wise.
And for this one, you can stop at 50 seconds because I think it encapsulates everything that I need to get from Seregios.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah,
so
actually, that was way better.
I played a little longer because I'm like, there's a really banger part coming up, and I can't not let it play. So please continue, though.
No. I mean, that was actually a better stopping point than I picked. So I'm glad you did that. But to me, that song just encapsulates Seregios, which I think is kind of something that kind of encapsulates everything that we've talked about, every monster and area, but specifically monster that we've talked about in this episode, where these songs are made, well, they're their themes, right? But they like encapsulate the monster. So Seregios is like a very hectic, very fast paced, like they're like little lows and then it shoots right back up. Like that's Seregios. Like if you see Seregios in combat, that's how he is. He's never staying He's never staying in one spot for too long. He is moving. He's zipping behind you. That's why I said when I first met him, I hated the guy because I'm fighting him and he's like behind me. And then I turn around and then he's to the side of me. And it's like, stay the fuck still. But that's just Seregios. He doesn't know the meaning of stay still. And his theme song perfectly encapsulates the idea of like, I'm always moving, I'm always attacking, and I'm going to hit you from every angle, and I'm going to shred you. So it's like, Seregios became one of my least favorite, most hated monsters to fight, to one of my most favorite, and when I found out he was in Rise, I was like, again, Rise ain't my favorite, but I'll boot it up every now and then to fight Seregios in 1080p, so Seregios is my pick for this one.
Yeah, I think that was a really good pick. And one of the things I like about his song is when you fight Seregios, he's like this weird chicken, right? And he makes these like weird cooing sounds, right? And you can only hear if you're like close to him and you're like beating the shit out of him. But like in the song, you hear like these little whistles, like it's kind of like sporadic whistles. And I think that adds a lot to the song because it's a lot of personality to the song because that's him, right? Like I hear those whistles, I'm like, that's Seregios. Like if I hear whistles like that, I'm like, I think of Seregios, right? And his dumbass fucking roller coaster. I'm gonna fly around the world and just like slide into third base and grab you, right? So that was a good pick.
Really good pick.
All right, so I guess I'll do my last one, right? Because we're doing one more round. What to pick? Oh man, this is tough. All right, I gotta go with this one, right? All right, so we're gonna go with a monster theme to end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we changing it up. We changing it. And this is the Monster Hunter Ultimate 3 Brachydios theme.
Oh shit. Okay. Consistency of the drums, jeez.
And it just loops from there. And I love that ending part where it's just no trumpets and it's just the sound of like light drums and then like a weird cowbell. Dun, 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 dun. And it's like that's so great because with Brachydios, for those who have fought him, especially in Monster Hunter 3 or Portable Third or not Portable Third, I'm sorry, Ultimate 3/3G in Japan. The game, those games were a lot slower than newer Monster Hunter games. So like Brachydios was a fucking problem back then. And nowadays, like you have so many tools, you can keep up with him. In fact, you can outpace him easily. But back then, he was a problem, man. Like this monster moving sporadic like that, and him putting like one of his fists onto the ground to pivot his whole body to get behind you, like little things like that, really made this monster like really unique to fight. And for me, as a hunting horn user, and hunting horn back then wasn't what it is today. Right, it was this like it was this battle of positioning. It was always positioning, and I love that experience, which I don't get today too often because the game is just different. But like the song added so much to that because it was just like this intense battle. It was a battle of posturing, right? Just two boxers, me the horn user, and then this big fucking blue dinosaur, posturing for knockout positions. And you just got this fucking track going, And, Brachydios, when he gets crazy, he just starts slamming. He gets pissed off and he just starts slamming the ground, throwing a tantrum. Now it's like, okay, now it's the flurry is coming. I have to evade. And that's equivalent to like the song when he really just picks up. What a great fucking track. What a great monster. Man, I miss old Monster Hunter. I'm not going to lie to you, man. But,
yeah.
But that's a different conversation. I won't open that one.
Yeah, Brachydios was always a pretty cool monster. He never got to fight his first iteration because I didn't play 3 Ultimate. But when was the next one he came around in? It wasn't for you, right?
I don't think he was in 4. I think he showed up again in Generations.
Generations,
I could be wrong, but I don't remember him in 4 because in 4 he might have been in 4. But in 4, it was more about like mounting and stuff. And I know Zenoga was there, but I don't remember Brocky being there. But I could totally be wrong. I don't. This was like 10 years ago, so I don't.
Yeah. No, I get you.
Forgive me.
I fought that Brachydios, and I kind of felt the same way. And I was more mobile because I was maining light bowgun.
Yeah.
And even then, it's just like, oh my god! Like if I zig when I should zag, I'm gonna get fucking.
You're getting clipped. 100%.
This is still old Monster Hunter, so I got like 200 defense to my name, and I'm just dead instantly.
Mm-hmm.
I think he actually was in 4 because I think that's when they introduced his ultimate, like his raging form or something like that.
Yeah.
Where
was Raging Brachydios in 4?
I think he was in 4. That's when they had him in that like a Cantor like arena.
Yes. Okay, I do remember that. Yeah. Okay, so he was in 4. He was in 4U.
Oh, okay. So that's when I first met him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool. All right.
That was an awesome pick.
Yes. Great monster. Great theme. All right. So this is you, right, Esoteric? This last one.
Yeah, this is my last one. Boo-hoo, but we're gonna have a part 2 because it's so many wondrous themes in the Monster Hunter verse. From the first one till the last one, they're all pretty much like good. I'm gonna end this one with I think it's an unpopular creature. I love them. I have an unpopular affinity for the water. Like in real life, I don't like large bodies of water. I can't stand it. It scares the hell out of me.
I'm right there with you.
And what's in it. However, I did, which is unpopular again, I did like the underwater mechanic of Monster Hunter Tri and what it introduced because it allowed monsters to be more versatile. However, I do understand that it didn't really help the hunter so much, but whatever. So seeing as how we're never probably going to ever get that back, one of the themes that I liked a lot was Ceadeus' theme in Monster Hunter Tri.
All right.
Bro, I'm with you. I love that theme. It is one of my favorites.
Yes, and we did mention chanting earlier. This one has it.
Woo. Yeah.
Okay, so you can stop it here. Yeah. Yeah, I love this song. The chanting, the consistency of the drums, like the mystery behind it. Um it's funny though, because ironically speaking, even though it's the monster's theme, I personally don't think it goes well with the monster. When I listen to the song, I think of me being in the village already having my victory of defeating a monster, or they're chanting to a like a big feast in celebration of dealing with a tremendous threat. Like I don't get that with Ceadeus. He was the tremendous threat at the time in Tri. However, the song encapsulates victory as opposed to like being a monster threat
I
to me.
see what you're saying, but I actually disagree with you. For
Really?
me, yeah. So for me, like Ceadeus' story is like he was the actual threat. He was the one pounding up against the walls and like creating these earthquakes. And so it was a big problem for the village, right? He was putting the village at risk. So he was the threat, not Lagiacrus. Spoiler alert. So for me, like listening back and doing this fight, like the chanting is, to me, at least this is how I interpret it, was them cheering for my victory. Like it was them cheering me on, even though they couldn't be there because we were underwater. That was like that's what I got. So for me, it was like it is because Ceadeus and the Moga village is connected. Like they're both important, integral to the story, as limited as the story is for Monster Hunter Tri. So for me, the chanting was more representative of the village, true, but like of the village cheering you on to fight this threat that like is putting our village in danger. And then like the drums,
I can see the beginning portion of it. Yeah.
Is more like is about overcoming Ceadeus, and like there's a weird like faint echo, which is great for like the it makes you feel like you're underwater. If you're underwater, your sound is muffled, right? So like I don't know. I think it works, and it is a great track.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see some of the like subtleties of like it being the tribe praying for your success, and like I could hear like a faint gong in some of the like sequence of the song. But I don't know, the overall I don't see it really.
It is very different from the other songs we listen to.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
And I can understand that because it's fairly difficult for them to encapsulate the monster and it being submerged entirely underwater and it being a huge threat and putting like the whole theme of the story within there. So it was executed really well, but I feel like the Ceadeus portion of the song kind of like was kind of like pushed back as opposed to everything else. So
I would love to hear, because I'm sure the composers. I'm sorry to cut you off, Gunnar. I knew you were about to say something. I'm pretty sure the composers had to do iterations of
probably
different monsters and stuff in different areas. I would love to hear the different iterations that they had in mind for Ceadeus and see what the differences would be. But we'll never know unless Capcom releases that.
True.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on Ceadeus' theme, Gunnar?
Yeah, I mean it's one of my favorite musical scores. If I just if I just listen to it by itself, I do listen to it. It's on my playlist. As far as like the actual fight goes, I mean Ceadeus, you can make an argument that he's one of the weaker final bosses when you compare him to the likes of like Lao Shan, Shen Goron, Shen Moron, fucking Dogmazios, and things of that nature.
Salamander.
So he's on the weaker spectrum. I mean, I think for the game he was Monster Hunter 3, he was respectful. He was like respectable, I should say, in that game.
Yeah.
But like his music I love, but God, his fight was the only fight that gave me like a little bit of anxiety because I don't have the fear of water, like open, like the ocean, like you guys do. I mean, I fear like every human being fears it, but for me, it's just like it's just there. But this fight always got me because in every other fight, you could always go up to the surface if you needed to. There was no going up to the surface for this fight. It was all underwater. So it's just like I'm this little hunter, and there's this giant fucking sea creature just like running laps around me. It's like, oh god, oh man, oh god, oh man.
And it gets to your point, Gunner. It gets worse simply because they was like, okay, we're gonna have another fight down there. We're gonna put Abyssal Lagiacrus in there. It was like, holy shit.
Oh, I never got to that one. That one.
That was a 3 ultimate. Yeah. That was pretty intense because he would summon like fucking electric tornadoes and shit underwater. Bro, what are we doing here? It was a good fight though.
And he was bigger. He was bigger than Ivory Lagiacrus, so it was.
Damn, I didn't even get to see Ivory Lagiacrus.
Oh, you have? Oh man.
No, I didn't. I life happened to my Wii, I should say. So my career with Monster Hunter 3 was cut short, and then I never played 3 Ultimate because I didn't have a Wii U at the time, and I was going to get the 3DS version, but they weren't crossplay, so I couldn't play with you guys, and most of you guys were on the Wii U at the time, and I just, I wasn't working, I didn't have a job, and just go out and buy a Wii U to play, so I never got to experience that particular Monster Hunter. But I do remember Ceadeus. I love his theme. The monster, for what it was, I know Underwater gets a lot of flack, but for what it was and what they did with it, he was a respectable monster. I give him props. He is a final boss. But his song, though, I don't think I've ever heard, in my career with Monster Hunter, I've never heard a song kind of hit like Ceadeus' song did for me. There's some with Shigaru Magala and Kultarov, like I shared in this episode, but I'm a sucker for Gregorian chants and chant music like that. So the fact that that's Ceadeus' theme was like, oh, well, you're up there for me. So I was thinking of putting Ceadeus in this one, but you beat me to it. But I'm glad he's up. I'm glad he's up here because I think his song deserves to be.
Agreed. Yeah.
I can't disagree with any of that. All right, so seeing that you don't have a last one, Gunner, I'll just throw one in there.
Yeah, go knock yourself out. Yeah, go for
it. And so this is I wanted to do a more modern Monster Hunter theme. So here is the Lava and Caverns for Monster Hunter Rise.
Okay, we got a Rise song.
Oh yeah.
So I added it simply for that last little bit. Oh my god! I remember the first time playing Rise and getting to the lava, to volcano part, and I think I was fighting Rafalos first up there, either Rafalos or Anjanath, one of the two. And I'm fighting or whatever. I'm just playing the game, and when that fucking shit hit, I was like, "What the hell is that? Where did this come from?" And I just remember being so much more into the hunt because of that, just that part. And oh man, so like that little snippet made that entire track Like, holy shit. This volcano theme is the shit. Like, this is the best volcano theme ever. Most volcano themes are kind of like mid tier, in my opinion.
That's
but
true.
This one is like,
yeah.
So I just wanted to end with a more modern Monster Hunter theme. For those Rise fans out there, I think they'll appreciate.
No, you definitely got that. You definitely got that one. That one was epic.
Yeah, and Rise has really good tracks. Don't get me wrong. Like the shrine, the first area that you hunt in, like that has a really good theme. I think just the track, the OST in general is very good. But the volcano one, hits really good. That at least that little 25 seconds of music is like, oh shit, that'll get me. Like if I was working out listening to that, I'm finishing my set. Like there's no, I'm doing these last 3 reps, 100%. Right?
I agree.
Definitely motivating. So anyway, hope you guys enjoy. I personally really enjoyed this particular conversation because I ever get to talk about Monster Hunter. I rarely do these days, especially about old Monster Hunter. So it's great to like gush about, you know, experiences and like certain monsters and certain tracks and things like that. So this is an episode I really wanted to do, and I'm glad you guys seem to have enjoyed it as well. Hopefully we can do part 2.
It was a fun. That sometimes a lot of these OSTs get lost in because you know you're playing the game, you're hunting the monster, you're worried about your build, you're worried about I need this fucking ruby and he's not dropping it. Yeah. The music gets lost a lot of the times, and it's good to appreciate this music because work and thought, a lot more thought than one would think, gets put into this music.
Yeah.
And hell, I'm no fan of the fucking Oscars or the Grammys, I think. But the fact that they've added video game music as a legitimate category is like, hey, there you go, showing some respect. Because video game OSTs, they can make or break a game. If Monster Hunter had bad music, I don't think we would have anywhere near as memorable experiences. Fighting these monsters. The music is just as important as art design and fight design. So, this was a good episode to kind of reiterate that OSTs are important. Art in and of itself.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I believe before the podcast, I was speaking with Kong and I was letting him know that I cannot play Monster Hunter without the music. Like, there's no way I could play the game without the music, unless, of course, like farming wise or whatnot. But as far as I recollect, I've never. I'd be the one in McDonald's that would have my PSP sound on because I want to hear the music. Like, it's, it's amazing, man. It really puts the extra oomph in the game, especially when you know what you're doing, because, it kind of falls through the rift when you're trying to focus on the monster and surviving.
Yeah. I mean, the music hits hard, especially when you're doing something epic. Like when you're mounting the monster and the music just hits, it's like, oh my god, like this is fucking insane. Or you hit, like you get a KO or something like that, or you get a knockdown. When you get those moments, oh man, it feels fucking incredible. Like you feel like a fucking badass. Like, to put it in very simple terms. So that's why I wanted to take some time to listen to some of these tracks with you guys and kind of, share notes on, what your opinions are. I'm glad that we had such different track lists. Like, I think the only track that I would have put on that one of you guys did was the Teostra track. Everything else I didn't think of. So that's pretty cool. And that goes to show you how versatile and how wide the franchise OST is. And there's a bunch of songs that I have on my list still that I'm like, I wish I talked about this one, but I don't want this to be a 5-hour podcast. So
hey, bro, tune in for that part 2. It's coming.
We'll definitely do a part 2, 100%.
Indeed.
Look forward to that. So thank you for listening. If you made it this far, I mean, kudos to you. If you enjoyed it, leave a like. If you didn't, dislike, that's fine. Comment down below. Let us know what was your favorite track that we talked about, or what was a track that we didn't talk about that you felt we should have. Right? I would love to hear from you guys, the listeners. Subscribe for more content. So we do a podcast every week, Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern. So subscribe so that you're notified when we go live. But 12 p.m. Eastern every Wednesday is when we load up an episode. We have a social media presence, so We have a Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and a Discord. All those links will be in the description. Also, the links to all the YouTube videos that we reference for the track songs will also be there too. So if there's a specific track you want to listen to again or listen to it in its entirety, that's all going to be available to you as well. And check out Mr. Esoteric. He's on Twitch. He streams on the main channel, Logical Gamers TV on Twitch TV. He streams twice a week. He plays an assortment of games from retro to modern to party games. So definitely give him a follow and check him out. You could also follow me. I'm on Twitch, but I stream like once every 3 years. So you follow at your own risk. I go live whenever I have time. So that's pretty much it. So thanks, guys, for a great conversation. Thank you, listeners, for listening, and we'll see you in the next one.
All right, take care.
Until next time.